What would you think if we told you we had a landing at Holloman Air Force Base of an alien craft, and it was filmed by our TDY, our temporary duty guys, and the film was sent here to Norton, where all films usually are sent. And I thought, this sounds outrageous, that, UFOs and all. He said, well, look, if you're interested, check with the Pentagon, but bury those under those other projects because it's a red flag to get into the subject of UFOs.
You'd see monster caught on camera. What? See that Sima? Oh my God! What is that? Is that a big anaconda or something? What? You'd see monster caught on camera, almost 50 meters.
Of your throat is, don't you?
Where are the aliens?
There is a lot of videos that has passed. Many the mind does phenomena that some are really confusing to me. Others with love, others sad. But now this video that has passed has really surprised me about that small tongue in the mouth. You see, now in this side of the world, there is a very creepy tradition that children used to be cut that thing when they were small. People used to believe that maybe it can have a major effect when you're growing up. I don't know, with the brain you can go mad. No, those weird myths in the community. And now me, myself, I was almost cut. It's only God that saved me. And he talked to my parents, they became woke, and I was not cut. But it was very scary. Much love to you if you are watching and you have watched up to this far. You are very respected. Hit the like button and let's keep watching, man. Leave a comment. You are wonderful. Much love.
Where are the aliens?
Where are the aliens?
That's one of the Fermi paradox question. A lot of people have asked me if I've seen any evidence of aliens, and I haven't, which is kind of concerning, because then I think I'd probably prefer to at least have seen some archaeological evidence of aliens. To the best of my knowledge, there is no proof. I'm not aware of any evidence of aliens. If they're out there, they're very subtle. We might just be the only consciousness, at least in the galaxy. And if you look at, say, the history of Earth, if one is to believe the archaeological record, Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Civilization, as measured from the first writing, is only about 5,000 years old. We have to give some credit there to the ancient Sumerians, who aren't around anymore. I think it was the archaic pre-cuneiform was the first actual symbolic representation, but only about 5,000 years ago. I think that's a good date for when we're, say, civilization started. That's 1/1,000,000th of Earth's existence. So civilization has been around. It's really a flash in the pan so far. And why did it take so long? For 4.5 billion years. For the vast majority of the time, there was no life, and then there was archaic bacteria for a very long time. And then, you had mitochondria get captured, multicellular life, differentiation into plants and animals, life moving from the oceans to land, mammals, higher brain functions. And the sun is expanding slowly, but it will overheat. It will heat the Earth up at some point in the future, boil the oceans, and Earth will become like Venus, where no life as we know it is impossible. So if we do not become multiplanetary and ultimately go beyond our solar system, annihilation of all life on Earth is a certainty. A certainty. And it could be as little as, on the galactic timescale, 500 million years. It's a long time by human standards, but that's only 10% longer than Earth has been around at all. Mm-hmm. So if life had taken 10% longer to evolve on Earth, it wouldn't exist at all.
We got a deadline coming up.
Yeah.
Better hurry. But that said, as you said,
humans, intelligent life on Earth developed a lot of cool stuff very quickly. So
Yes.
it seems like becoming multiplanetary is almost inevitable, unless we destroy.
We
this
need to
thing.
do it. I mean, it's not. I mean, I suspect that if we are able to go out there and explore other star systems, there's a good chance we find a whole bunch of long dead one planet civilizations
Yeah,
that never made it past their home planet.
that's so sad.
Yeah.
Sad. Also fascinating.
I mean, there are various explanations for the Fermi paradox, and one is just the sort of, there are these great filters which civilizations don't pass through. And one of those great filters is, do you become a multi-planet civilization or not? And if you don't, it's simply a matter of time before something happens on your planet, either natural or man-made, that causes us to die out, like the dinosaurs. Where are they now? They didn't have spaceships. So
I think the more likely thing is, because just to empathize with the aliens, that they found us and they're protecting us and letting us be.
I hope so. I've been nice aliens.
Just like the tribes in the Amazon, the uncontacted tribes were protecting them. That's what.
That would be a nice explanation.
Or you could have like what was it? I think Andre Karpathy said it's like the ants in the Amazon asking, "Where's everybody?"
Well, they do run into a lot of other ants.
That's true.
They have these ant wars.
Sounds like a good TV show.
Yeah, they literally have these big wars between various ants.
Yeah, maybe I'm just dismissing all the different diversity of ants.
You should listen to that Werner Herzog talking about the jungle. It's really hilarious. Have you heard it?
No, I have not.
It's awesome.
But Werner Herzog is away.
You should play it for the, as an interlude in the.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It's awesome.
I love him so much.
Yeah, he's great.
Was he the director of Happy People, Life in the Taiga? I think also.
He did that bear documentary.
The bear
And
documentary.
he did this thing about penguins.
Yeah. the analysis, the psychoanalysis of a penguin.
Yeah, the penguin's like headed for like mountains like that are like 70 miles away.
Yeah.
And penguin is just headed for doom, basically.
Well, he had a cynical take. He could be just a brave explorer, and there will be great stories told about him amongst the penguin population for many centuries to come. What were we talking about? Okay.
Yeah, so aliens, I mean, I don't know. Look, I think the smart move is just, this is the first time in the history of Earth that it's been possible for life to extend beyond Earth. That window is open. Now, it may be open for a long time, or it may be open for a short time. And it may be open now and then never open again. So I think the smart move here is to make life multiplanetary while it is possible to do so. We don't want to be one of those lame one-planet civilizations that just dies out.
No, those are lame.
Yeah, lame. Self-respecting civilization would be one planet.
There's not going to be a Wikipedia entry for one of those. And pause. Does SpaceX have an official policy for when we meet aliens?
No.
Okay. That seems irresponsible.
I mean, look, if I see the slightest indication that there are aliens, I will immediately post on the X platform.
Yeah.
Anything I know.
It could be the most liked, reposted post of all time.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have more satellites up there right now than everyone else combined. So, we know if we've got to maneuver around something, and we don't have to maneuver around anything.
So this is what I just came home to. This is empty. This was probably more than halfway full. And this, the top is not all the way on. That was more than halfway full. Jack, try to walk. Come on, let's go. It's not funny, but my dog is drunk and I don't know what to do about it.
17-year-old girls know exactly what they be doing?
No. Little 16 and 17-year-old girls never know what they are doing. They are children, and all children have wants. A 16-year-old child might want access to an older man, and a 3-year-old child might want ice cream. And every human will use whatever power that they think that they might have to try to get what they want. When a baby wants something, it cries. When that 3-year-old child wants that ice cream, they throw a temper tantrum. And when that 16-year-old child wants that older man, they're going to try to make themselves look older. It does not matter if it's a baby, a 3-year-old, or a 16-year-old. These are all children using their perceived power to get what they want. Every human in all stages of life do this. Why is it that crying or throwing a temper tantrum does not always get that child what they want? Because the adult of the situation knows better than to give that child what they want. That adult knows something that that child is not privy to. That child is just simply reacting to their feelings. That does not mean that they know what those feelings are or the magnitude of the situation that they may be in. The 3-year-old can throw a temper tantrum for the ice cream. They are a child. It's up to the adult to know better and restrict access to the ice cream because the adult knows that this particular ice cream has nuts in it and this child has a severe nut allergy and it could kill them. But that 3-year-old does not know the magnitude of the situation. They just are reacting to their emotion. That is why we are the adults and they are the children. A 16-year-old girl putting on older clothes and makeup and creating an online profile means nothing. She's just a child that is reacting to her emotions. No different than a toddler throwing a temper tantrum for a flavor of ice cream that would kill him. Since when have adults been governed by what a child wants? Would you let that 16-year-old girl drive your car because she wants to? Would you give her your debit card because she wants to have it? Why wouldn't you let her drive your car or get your debit card, even though she says that she knows what she's doing? Is it because you're the adult and you know that regardless of what she says, she does not know what the fuck she is doing? Underage girls will always try to get an older man if that is what they want, because children do whatever they can to get what they want. 16 and 17-year-old girls are just listening to their emotions. They want to be with an older man. They do not know that that older man can give them HIV. They do not know that that older man that they just met on the internet is going to traffic them across the country. Because she don't know enough about life to take your debit card to the mall. But when she wants you to stick your dick in her, yeah, she know. She know exactly what she doing.
Ay, ay, ay. Ah, man.
Picture of these two known Satanists standing in front of a painting, and that painting is called Satan Summoning His Legions. When you compare that painting to the modern-day Statue of Liberty, it is an exact match. Same muscle definition, they went to the same gym, and the Statue of Liberty just so happens to be called the New Colossus, which bears a striking resemblance to the old sun god Helios statue, the original Colossus of Rhodes. Even the feet are identical, which reminds me of a Bible verse, talks about everlasting chains under darkness. There it is, truth in plain sight. Just like the time we were heliocentric into believing the lie from these sun god worshippers that put the truth out there throughout history. They have been sun god worshippers, aka Helios, aka Satan, Lucifer, the light bearer. Do not be deceived. They want you to worship their idols.
Yo, man. God.
Okay. Somebody please explain to me what is going on, and then I'm not going crazy. Okay? If you know me in real life, don't make fun of me for this. I have a daughter who turned 6 months 3 days ago. Okay? She has an R name. First letter is an R. About 4 months ago, I had a very, very vivid dream that she didn't exist, and that instead of having her, my fiance and I decided that we were going to foster. And after months and months and months of not getting a call for a foster placement, we finally got a call. and it was for a baby girl. And her name was a very uncommon R name as well. And in the dream, she was like the same age as my daughter, same size, she looked exactly the same. And in this dream, she eventually had to go back to her parents, like reunification, whatever. And I remember asking the social worker in my dream, like, you know, why can't we keep her? This isn't fair. I've raised her. She's like a daughter to me. And then I also asked the social worker in my dream, I'm like, she would get along so well with my daughter. And the social worker looks me in the eye and goes, don't you talk about my daughter. Here, she does not exist. And then I woke up. So I'm like, okay, that's a little freaky, but whatever. This dream was so vivid that for the past 4 months since I've had it, I say probably once or twice a week to my fiance, I wonder how she's doing, this baby. And I'm not saying the name because it'll make sense in a second, okay? But it's another R name. So my daughter has an R name, and this dream baby has an R name as well. That's very uncommon, okay? So we go to the library today. That baby was there. She was there. Like I said to my fiance last night, I wonder how that baby is doing. And she was there. It gets weirder. She's with her grandparents. And Grandpa says, oh yeah, she just had her first birthday. I said, oh, that's really sweet. He goes, yeah, she had her first birthday 3 days ago. She is exactly 6 months older than my 6-month-old daughter. She is exactly double her age. When we were at the library, this little baby could not leave me alone. Like, she wanted nothing to do with her older sister who was there, nothing to do with Grandma and Grandpa. She was magnetic to me. Like, chills. So, if anybody has an explanation on what that was that, like, a sign? Was that 2 timelines folding together? Was it me getting my wishes answered on making sure that she was okay? Was it a glitch in the Matrix type thing? Like, somebody, anybody, please help. Because I'm so happy she's okay, but also, what?
Oh, that's confusing, man.
What's your definition of woke culture? I'm interested in knowing because I don't know if I can give a definitive definition about woke culture. So I'm going to ask you, Clay.
To me, woke culture is identity politics matters more than anything else. You didn't choose to grow up a black guy. I find your race and your gender, personally, to be the least interesting part of your opinion because it's something that you did not choose. With woke culture, you start off with a pyramid of victimization. And so everything is analyzed through the prism of that. And I'll give you an easy example in the world of sports. How would Deshaun Watson have been covered? Every fact is the exact same, except it had been Josh Allen. I would submit to you that the number one criticism would have been, oh, look at this white quarterback, Josh Allen. He can be accused of sexually assaulting 30 different women, avoid criminal charges, and sign the biggest contract in the history of football.
How?
Apparently some UFOs are very ancient. Watch this.
Have you ever asked anyone that has any inkling of any idea of where they got them or how they got them?
No, but something must have been said to me from Barry, but it was just too long ago, and I can't quite remember what was said, but it just left a seed in my mind. I think at least one of them was part of an archaeological dig, so it's old. At least one of them is old. I don't know if it was the one I worked on, but I remember something to do with an archaeological dig.
Whoa!
So that means it's not just old, it's ancient.
That'd be a great Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
Right?
As all of it would. Yeah,
that tripped me out when he said that for the first time.
Yeah. That's a freak out right there. Just a couple of dudes with some brushes looking for a Tyrannosaurus Rex bone. They hit metal.
And when did they find it? You know, that they have 9 of them.
Well, and how could we have not heard about that? What about the guys with the brushes?
Oh my god!
I've heard a lot of people say that this wasp, whose head has come off somehow and is now dangling from its central nervous cord, is trying to reattach its head. I don't think that's the case. I think it's trying to eat its head. I don't think it knows it doesn't have a head. I think that its hands know that there's something in there and that it feels like insect. And insect to a wasp is food. But it can't eat its head because it's its head. If you're wondering how this is possible, it's because wasps and bees aren't like us. They have nervous systems that are distributed through their whole bodies. They have little brains inside of their thoraxes here, or abdomens, or whichever that part is called. I was right, that's the thorax. And so, for a wasp, the loss of a head is not an immediate death sentence, just an eventual one. On the other hand, if you think about it, being alive at all is an eventual death sentence.
Ha! That's interesting.
All right, look.
Some lollipops.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4. You see it? Okay, I need you to make this 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you can do that for a whole 24 hours, I will do anything that you ask me to do.
Do what now? You want me to make this 1? Make this 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
So just back it up like
You can only
this.
move 1 lollipop.
You only can move 1.
You can only move 1 lollipop.
That's even making fucking sense, bro. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. Move 1 lollipop, and you can make it 1, 2, 3, 4 by moving 1 lollipop. Yes, you can.
No.
No, now you have 5, 3, 2. 5, 3, 2, 1. What?
There's no way, babe. Oh, you're not trying to do this dumb stuff on me, bro.
It's not done. Like, it's really possible. This is no prank.
Lollipop. Just move 1 lollipop.
Just let me know when you're done.
Just 1 lollipop?
You can only move 1 lollipop and make it 1, 2, 3, 4. People can't see that 1 lollipop right there.
I can't get it.
All right,
There's no way.
Huh?
There's no way.
You give up?
Yep.
Okay. So if I solve this problem, can I get what I want for 24 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take this lollipop. I'm going to put it right there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang, I got a nice 24 hours ahead of me.
That's that bullshit, bro. That's...
Oh, that was an interesting game.
Chestnut, horse chestnut. No, and you need to be really careful because these are conkers or horse chestnuts, and they are extremely poisonous. So do not eat these. But these, spiky, are chestnuts, which you can eat. So let me just give you a little lowdown. This is a horse chestnut, also called a conker. This is the leaf from the tree, and it comes in a little spiky kind of, let's just say, porcupine type, I don't know, shell. There you go. That's what that is. These you do not eat. Please do not boil these. Please do not make chestnut sprout out of them because horse chestnuts are no bueno. But these, spiky. These are like sea urchins, right? These are chestnuts that you can eat. And when you open them, you find this little thing, chestnut. Usually comes with like 3 of these on the inside. There's always one that's like more beautiful, I find, at least in our trees. And it's currently chestnut season. And this is a chestnut leaf. Very different. So let's go back to our little show and tell. This is a chestnut that you can eat. Super spiky, sea urchiny. You crack them open, get your chestnuts, boil them, roast them, whatever you want to do with them. And this is a conker or a horse chestnut, kind of porcupiney outside. And this you do not eat. Please do not eat this. And now you know.
Now you know. Okay.
This next case is a really great example of what it's like when 2 souls accidentally and randomly find each other out in the wild. Or maybe it wasn't random. We're reading excerpts from the book Journey of Souls, which was written by Dr. Michael Newton, who spent 40 years doing research on past lives and life in between lives in the spirit world with his clients. In this case, Dr. Newton and his client are discussing the client's past life on a completely different planet, a completely different world, and Dr. Newton asks, do you think there are any other souls on Earth who also lived on that planet? This is where the conversation takes a really interesting turn. I'm going to read you the actual transcript from this session. This client says, I met a man at a party a while ago. He recognized me, not physically, but with the mind. It was an odd meeting. I was caught off balance and he came up to me and took my hand. But I thought he was pushy when he said he knew me. Dr. N. Then what happened? S. I was in a daze, which is unusual for me. I knew there was something between us. I thought it was chemistry. Now I can see it all clearly. It was Ekak. That's this soul's name. He told me we were once together from a place far away and that there were a couple of others here. Dr. N. Did he say anything more about them? S. No, I wonder. I ought to know them. So then Dr. Newton asks, how was this person able to consciously remember about this other life and that they were together on this other world when the client didn't even remember? And the client responds that this is actually a much more advanced soul than she, and that this Ekak actually knows her spirit guide. So she continues describing the scene at the party, and she says, I thought he was just trying to pick me up. It was awkward because I was very drawn to him. He said I was very attractive, which is something men don't usually say to me. There were flashes in my mind that we had been together before, as fragments in a dream sequence. Dr. N. How did your conversation end with this man? S. He saw my discomfort. I guess he thought it best to have no further contact because I haven't seen him since. I've thought about him though, and maybe we will see each other again. I'm curious if anyone else has experienced this. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever run across somebody out in the wild, completely random, and you felt a really intuitive yet really illogical connection to them?
Watch carefully. Do you see the dog in spirit where that arrow is? Then the dog in spirit comes up to his human. Our pets in spirit are always with us. This is proof.
Oh my god!
And we have our little friend here, our little teddy bear mascot in the laboratory, who will be our recipient of the energies and forces that we are going to be working with at this time. The primary point of entry in working with these crystals is the thymus gland. And to identify the thymus gland, you go from across your shoulders and you go down, normally the width of a hand down from the chest, except down here you go 2 fingers, and it's just below the top of the shoulder blades, right here. To activate the thymus gland, it's quite common that you take and you thump. You do this time a number of times, and if you feel tired and you find the right position, you hear a hollow sound. That is right over the thymus gland. Different tone, listen. Hear that? Here is the thymus gland. And it controls the immunological activity of the body. It is also the witness area of the body. So now when one goes into the thymus gland with a crystal that has been charged, one goes in now counterclockwise. Watch my hands close slowly. Go in counterclockwise, and now I stop about 1.5 to 2 inches away, and now I rotate slowly in a clockwise direction until I feel a resistance. At the same time that I do that, my hand is opposing the crystal that I'm holding with my right hand. If I'm left-handed, I work with the left hand and feel with the right. If I'm right, I work with the right hand and feel with the left. Now, there are two important functions. One, I want to find the correct spacing between the physical body and the subtle or etheric body. I want to be in the etheric body, not into the etheric double, which is about a ½ inch off here, but into the pure energy body. We are here, my other hand opposes. Now I scan in a up and down and transverse direction until I find that point of resistance which defines the subtle body, and especially the energy emanating from the thymus gland. I hold this crystal steady and I rotate this hand until I can count to the maximum point of resistance. When I do that, I feel a pulsing vibration in the left hand. When a charge flow takes place, the crystal pulsates in exact rhythm to what I experience in my left hand. This may take a few seconds, or it may take minutes, but you must be patient in holding the crystal steady and waiting for the person to acknowledge that they feel an energy flow going into their body. There is no control of your breath or theirs. It is purely establishing an energetic link between yourself and the body of the person and my other hand. And once that energy flows, I then start breathing. Please note this, that when you go into the body of a person and link, you take one breath and slowly release the breath until you come to the half breath. And now hold your breath. And if the person cannot make within that breath a linkage, you relax, let it out through the mouth, breathe through the nostril again, come down and establish this link. And it's in the holding of breath that this charge builds up and links to the person. When you feel a charge motion and the person acknowledges, you then do the synchronization with the person's breath. You tell then the person to breathe in, and you start this up and down motion and breathe out. For each breath you tell them, you breathe an exact synchronization to their breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, as you are doing this, you're breathing in and out with the patient. You are thinking the thought of well-being, love, peace be to you. And when I'm ready for the next phase, I usually say the word, peace be to you. May your mind, heart, and spirit become one.
Huh. You see, that's quite interesting. A lot of videos has passed. Thank you very much to you for watching up to this far. But now there is this thing with those crystals that really doesn't my mind. You see, they have been occurring in some of our previous episodes. And they really make me wonder, where do people get those crystals? Is it just all type of crystals that can do that? Huh? Do those crystals have any power? If you have any information about those crystals, please share in the comment section. Much love to you, you are wonderful. Watch till the end, hit the like button, and if you are not yet our subscriber, please subscribe and join our good vibes and love family. You are loved, man.